to have Marco with me because we are friends. I may say that we are friends. We share a very important experience. For me, it was a pivotal one. For Marco, was one of the many, many interesting experiences he has in his life. Now Marco is a senior expert of a very important project, and he will tell us something more. This project is about the agro-Mediterranean project involving women, agro-food project involving women in different countries of the Mediterranean area. But Marco is not only a senior expert in this project because he is an evaluator of the European Commission, and he worked for the Swedish Ministry for Integration and Social Inclusion, for the Italian Ministry of Equal Opportunities, and I can say that you are an expert of diversity management as well. That is something very, very interesting. So, Marco, now the floor is yours. Please tell something about you, something more, because I cannot say very well everything you do, and tell us about this very interesting project you are following now.
Okay. See if it's working. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Claudia, for the presentation, and thank you to Unisalento to invite me. I try in my travels to be here. Actually, I was busy with another project in Croatia just yesterday, so I came and it was a pleasure to be invited to talk about these issues because it's really in my heart. I've been working as you said, with diversity and inclusion for, almost 20 years now, in several countries in Europe. My biggest experience was, for sure, what you mentioned, was in the Ombudsman Against Discrimination in Sweden. That is the most relevant, one of the most relevant organizations in the world. Remind you that the Ombudsman is an institution that was born in Sweden, so it's really an example of democracy. Is what we call in Italy a civil, civil protector of rights from the bottom and not from the top. So it's really close to the disadvantaged people and the discriminated people. And then I moved for 12 years, I worked for the Italian Ministry for Equal Opportunities, dealing with all the possible strategy, the strategy to fight against racism and the LGBT strategy as well. It was really something that I really implement for the ministry. And this project actually is something that I was written in 2018. It was an idea that came up from my experience, international experience, to do something related to export a model that I'm using since years and exporting this model outside Europe, because I used often to work within Europe and the European countries. And this project is to try to connect Europe to the other side of the Mediterranean. So to have a really dialogue, we talk about dialogue, really dialogue between the three, I can say, culture of the Mediterranean. We have the European part of the Mediterranean with the European countries represented there. We have the Maghreb area, and we have also the Middle East. And these three parts are really, really different for cultural aspects, but they have a lot of things in common. And the things in common I will show you is the the situation of women in the labor market that is quite similar. So going from there, the project is about women empowerment in the Mediterranean Sea Basin and involve few countries that I will tell you now. The program where we go, we co-funding was ENI CBC Program, that is the program of the Mediterranean, and is a program from the European Commission. And the priority is to provide young people, especially those belonging to the needs and women, with marketable skills. So working really with the people that usually they are discriminated in the labor market, or they cannot get in the labor market because they don't have enough skills to have the chance to get in the labor market. The applicant is the University of Rome Tor Vergata, that I used to work with them in their department. And CESIE, that is the Center for European Studies, is located in Sicily. So Sicily is the region where we start to develop the project. So Sicily, Spain, Tunisia, and Palestine. These are the 4 areas where we are developing the project. The project starts in 2020, so really in the middle of pandemic situation. So that's make really difficult also, the development of the strategy, and develop also the possibility to meet the beneficiaries in the countries. The other 3 areas are, in Spain, we choose the Valencian community. In Tunisia, we are working in 2 regions called Beja and Medellin. And in Palestine, of course, we work in all countries, on all Palestine country. And we have the pattern that you can see there. So we have a CAWTAR, that is a Center for Arabic and Training for Women, Arabian Women for Training and Research. And the Palestinian Business Women Association is a partner from Palestine. So as you see, the 4 areas represented in the map. And from the map, you can see how, we choose the area. They are really different from each other, but with a lot of things in common. And then we have a lot of also associate partners to help. We have the Ministry for Equal Opportunities in Italy, the Ministry for Women in Tunisia. We have the Ministry for Women in Palestine as well. So it's quite strong association partnership. We started... When I start to realize, and when I start to when I wrote this project, I started from and tried to figure out which was the poverty and the social exclusion situation when we talk about women in the Mediterranean countries. The first data that I got was really incredible, because from World Bank data saying that women's labor force rate is only 22%, so it's one of the lowest in the world. And the highest, of course, unemployment rate from this kind of region is only 90.6%. That is really, really low. The second data is about unemployment rates, definitely higher than men. Unemployment rate that is 41%. This is a ILO statistic. Third thing is about only around 12% of adult women are entrepreneurs. So it's really low numbers of women that can make a profit on themselves, that they have enough skills to make, from an idea to make a business, okay? And this was my point, It's not just to make them aware about, skills, improve their skills to get in the labor market. But the most important, I think, interesting things about this project is to make them entrepreneurs of themselves. So this is the real boost for them, Coming from an idea, they don't have the money to develop the idea, And we try to, to be their incubator to make the idea profitable for them and to give also job to other women as well. So increasing the impact, the social impact for the area. Well, I will tell something about this a bit later. Why we choose the agri-food sector? The agri-food, we could choose a lot of sectors when we start to realize where, start and work with these beneficiaries. But the agri-food sector is something that links all the Mediterranean countries. They are really specialized, so region by region, with their own products, agri-food products. And this makes the project very interesting because from Palestine to Tunisia, we have a different, develop of products. And we are teaching them how to develop their products and to make the products as a business. So we choose this particular agri-food sector. Then there is a very low levels of women participation in the agri-food sector. Why? Because it's a legal market. We had a research. It was a research in the labor market, trying, because all the projects started with their research from the Tor Vergata University. And the agri-food sector is one of the most illegal markets where the people work illegally. So that means they have no rights at all. So there is a big exploitation about the woman in the sector. So we wanted to make them aware. Mostly of the target group, they already worked illegally in the market. And they say to us, oh, this is not possible anymore. I mean, and the pandemic make the situation even worse, the pandemic time. And the last thing that I'm connecting with the exploitation of the target group is that the gender-based inequalities are prevalent in the rural areas. So what we are doing, we are reaching the rural areas. So there are women that probably are very far from the cities, so they don't have any chance to go and participate to a training, for example. So we try to arrange also a transportation system for them with a bus that could pick up them from their houses and taking them to the training centers. Okay, so this is something that make the inequalities a big difference to the target group. So the focus, as I said, is young woman employment, including needs in the region of the project that I mentioned. The specific sector, as I said, was agri-food innovative skill model. So we wanted to align a rural social innovation model to be tailored according to the local needs. And then the most important things is make all the beneficiaries will have two job profiles. One profile will be fitting the labor market, so we are going to increase their chance to get in the labor market. And second profile is making them entrepreneurs. So the general objective are, as you see, the indicators are number of women trained at 140. So there are 35 women per country selected. We took a lot of time to select the women that real believe in this kind of path, in this kind of project. And the indicator, the indicator too, is how many women trained who find a job is really high, if you see, because it's the 80%. This 80% is so high compared to the other projects. They usually have a really low numbers of indicator of the impact in the labor market. Is because we have a sub-grants, as I said before, we have the chance to incubate the projects the business idea in real business. So we are launching this month, in May, a new call for them, for the beneficiaries, of 300,000 euros for their project. So we're going to boost the projects to a really business model. So I can divide the project in 3 different steps. As you can see, the research that I was mentioning, so adapting the rural social innovation model in different regional contexts, the training and the coaching part that we just finished 1 month ago. We finished all the trainings. It was really a long process because it took for us more than 1 year to train all the women. More than 800 of hours of training, going through different things, even, take a driver license for the women that they never had a driver license, so they can reach their work or they can do a business thanks to their driver license, for example. And then all the business model, no? All the business part that make them aware also that they have to face a new reality, and the business has not to be only in the small rural area, but open up, in the Mediterranean area. So working also with internet, new skills, IT, and e-commerce. So to sell the products all around the Mediterranean area, but also everywhere. Now is the globalization market, so they can sell the products wherever they want. And the last part was the job matching and job creation. So to organize also career day for them to match their competencies with the companies. I want to show you, first of all, last year we launched in June a big campaign in the Mediterranean to get the beneficiaries involved, and then to get also the companies involved to match beneficiaries with company. I can show you later when I finish the presentation, the video that was a spot that was also on TV in different countries of the Mediterranean. We had a really large campaign. I plan all the campaign I'm responsible also for the awareness campaign for the Mediterranean. And I work tight with the Department for Equal Opportunity in Italy and other stakeholders to launch this big campaign. And then in March, we had this winter camp in Jordan. So what we realized is that the pandemic time make them really out from the system, really out for connection, really out from the possibility to talk with other women that have other experience. So we decided to have a winter women camp in Jordan last March. We had a 1 week where we talk 60 women, so 50 women per country, for really a Mediterranean dialogue. You see all the tables, you see all the women there. And in the beginning, when we started to arrange this winter camp, we thought, okay, there are problems, with the language, with culture. So probably all the 15 women will stay just all together in their community, and it will be difficult to really open up, for a dialogue. But it was incredible, impressive that there are no barriers at all. I cannot show you the image about, the bus trip that we had to visit some, companies there on the field. And it was crazy because they were all together dancing in the bus with the music, with the local also dancing. And this was really impressive because many of them there, they start to realize that they can have a business between them. So few of the project will be, intersecate with each other to, open in other countries as well. So from there started real and dialogue, not just cultural and religious dialogue, because you see a lot of women, almost all the women coming from Palestine, they had a veil, and the women also coming from Tunisia, they had a veil, so they are from Muslim religion. So there is also, no barriers, cultural barriers in religion or language, but also no barriers in business development or business model. So this is really, really interesting. And then we visit a few farms to make, really, this was a really incredible farms, really big farms where they are producing almost all vegetables, all fruits around the region. And then we visit also the National Center of Agriculture. They met the director there and they asked a lot of questions there. So I want to show you the video before to finish, and maybe we go for debate. See if it's open up. This is the Italian version with the English subtitles.
E noi possiamo fare la differenza. L'impegno da solo non basta. Donne e uomini dovrebbero avere le stesse opportunità. Per raccontare una storia diversa, occorre il giusto sostegno. Scegli di essere la protagonista della tua storia. Scegli di esprimere il tuo potenziale e di seguire le tue ambizioni. Innovazione, crescita sostenibile e competenza sono le chiavi per il successo. InnovAgroWoMed ti offre un percorso di sostegno al lavoro e all'avvio di impresa. Per contribuire alla creazione di una società fondata sull'uguaglianza di genere e sull'inclusione a partire dalla filiera agroalimentare, per prepararti alle sfide del mercato ed entrare in rete con le altre imprenditrici. InnovAgroWoMed è la giusta spinta per realizzare il nostro sogno. Adesso riscrivi la tua storia, è il momento di trovare il tuo posto nel mondo del lavoro, oppure di trasformare la tua idea in un'impresa di successo. Invia adesso la tua candidatura. Visita cesie.org. Contatta international@cesie.org.
So this is a video that talks a lot about innovation, a new way, a new model of business, and above all, also about rights, and about equality. Thank you very much.